podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to another episode of The Big Decisions. Feels like it's been a while, ladies and gents. I'm not going to lie, now it's been a while for me because I have been in Rhodes enjoying the sunshine and a little break from LFC. And Christ alive, after today, there's a reason why I enjoyed the break. So, this is Big Decisions. I am Dave Davis. Now, before I let you listen to any more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a unique link to your email. Now, you can only click this once. You can't refresh it. You have to get there at 8:15 this evening, and you'd only click it once, remember that. Once you click that link, you will then be asked to fill in the unique code that you can see on the screen, just to make sure you're not a cyborg with 8 dicks or anything like that. Really important. I'll then ask you to complete a picture where you slide a little puzzle piece to the right and line it up, and it's got to be done within a certain times. Then, and only then, will I let you queue to be able to listen to this podcast. I think you know what I'm talking about, and we will get to that very shortly. But to be honest, the only port of call or the place to start right at the top, Lenny Yoro. Looked like he was nailed on for Real Madrid, didn't he? Now David Ostrey drops his bomb that he is heading for a medical on his way with Manchester United. So, according to that report, a fee with add-ons as well, around 55 million euros. Yeah. Now, some people are losing their shit with this, it's fair to say. The big decision on this for me is you react how you want to react. I always say that. You know, I've said that before. It does man nothing when people are like, say, oh, do this, or should be this, or should be that, or, you know, so you can't be bothered with all the bedwetters, top reds, all that bollocks. Just forget about it. You're entitled to your opinion on this. I understand the logic of people who will say, this is not a good look for Liverpool. I agree with that. However you dress this up, this does not look great for Liverpool. We knew he was in the brackets of the air quote opportunistic signing. We had the patch journos tell us that. We had those who say that Liverpool were looking at him, you know. We even had, as people maybe Drew, Richard Hughes mentioned in the press conference, didn't he? That, yeah, they would look at opportunistic. That word came up again. The word that clearly the patch journos had, and Lenny Yoro had been quoted in that bracket. So there's not a good look for Liverpool. There will be the other end of the extremes, people who will say, and we don't know the full truth on this, this should just be clear, that the package is ginormous, as in, sounds a bit fruity, doesn't it, for a Wednesday afternoon. But what I mean by that is the wages, the payment to his family. Now, some have suggested a different amount. I don't know that. I'm not sure people will know that. They'll hear suggestions, and, you know, I'm not trying to poo-poo people's information, as it were, but when you add up the wages, the fee, the payment to the family, then I am not, if it was all true, I can understand it to a certain extent. Let's be honest on that. I am not overreacting. I can honestly say it doesn't look great for Liverpool because we're clearly in for him. Now, whether we're now not in for him, I know that's a double negative because of the total cost associated with the whole deal. No one knows. We'll have to see what the briefings are. I mean, there's even been a few just suggestions, haven't there, coming out that actually Liverpool thought Madrid was nailed on, so they dropped out, and United have sort of steamrolled in. If that is true, it's not a good look. But to be honest, if he's going to Manchester United, he's coming to Old Trafford to play. It is what it is a little bit. It is not a great look for Liverpool. I wouldn't say it's a great start for Richard Hughes, if you want to call it that. So that would be my first thing. What I'm probably more annoyed at more than anything tomorrow is the 13 plus. I remember 13 plus guaranteed ticket sale debacle, I think it's right to say. Now, there's going to be some people now shouting and going, oh, you guaranteed 13 plus. Like, whatever. Eat my ass if you think that. Let's just be clear what happens. People like me, there'll be others who've worked hard to get into there. Nothing wrong with that. Given up time off work, people will have today to do that sale because they got the unique link, 8:15. They knew it can be difficult as well. So just to give people the sequence of events, people got their unique link, they clicked on it. They got the queue in place. You get a queue in place if you know the system. That is what it is. People will get it in and starting to, get the tickets, at which point the system started to go hinky and it eventually crashed. Liverpool then put a thing on saying we paused the sale because of these issues. People, oh God, how long did I have to wait? Liverpool then issued another communication saying we will resume the sale at 11 o'clock because we know there are issues. So then people have to rearrange things, change things, don't they? And you say, oh, first world problems and all that. Well, people still have lives, jobs, all those types of things. So it isn't on really by the club. Then 11 o'clock comes. Nada. Then at 10 past 11, Liverpool finally say, we are suspending the sale. Because there's issues, I will apologise and we come back to you at a time when we can confirm the new sale date, blah, blah, blah. We apologise for the inconvenience. The sale, 13 plus sale, was screwed last summer for the first half. Honestly, I was part of that. It was a bad then. This is even worse. I know people that have taken time off work, move things around to accommodate this. I genuinely do. I also know that this is going to have a knock-on effect. So, 13 plus doesn't affect me. Well, if you've got a guaranteed ticket, the 13 plus sale is going to take place first. So even if it moves till tomorrow and you're in the rest, you're also going to be knocked on. Just be clear on that. Yeah, just be crystal clear on that. So it knock-on affects everyone. It's just poor from the club. Now, whether, and I don't know this for Denver, and I suppose it doesn't really matter, because the ultimate responsibility sits with Liverpool. But whether it's a SeatGeek issue, they'll provide the software, or whether it's a Liverpool FC issue, it doesn't look good. And the club takes the ultimate responsibility. I can't believe we're a club that wants to increase seat prices, membership costs, and all this. This is what they serve up. Now, the club will ultimately know that supply and demand, they control the supply. The demand far outstrips what's there. So they'll apologise and stuff, but I don't know too much about it because that's the strength they have realistically. But it's just pretty poor all round from Liverpool Football Club in terms of ticketing this morning. That's really poor. The Euro situation, I don't think it looks good on them. You will all have your own opinions on that. So my big decisions, ticketing, crap. Yeah, the Euro, I understand both ends of the argument. Whatever I say is not going to change your mind on how you see that. And people will be extremes and dramatic about it. And that is up to yourself. There's no right or wrong with that. You're all entitled to your own opinions. But yeah, there we go. The other big decision is, who do you think we're actually after? And you think, oh, God, we're off the centre, blah, 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 all that. This summer, the amount of links that have been dismissed is absolutely ginormous now. The list of links that's being dismissed by people, and Patch Journal's different ones, is immense. Inacio, dismissed. Mark Gay, dismissed even yesterday, an original inquiry. Eze, been dismissed. Sirikan, I think it's pronounced, the Red Bull Leipzig. The suggestion is we're not the Patch Journals. That seems to be agent talk more than anything. So there's another red line. Adeyemi, dismissed. Now, let me be clear on this. You will have your opinions on how reliable you see that journal and all, you have all those types of things. That is up to you again, completely. I'm not bothered how you see that. That is your decision. However, my big decision for this, who are we actually linked with? Who's actually we targeting? Because every time there is one, and this is facetious, you can say it's that way, we seem to be down to like, there are only 12 players left in the transfer window, I think. If you dismiss all the ones we've been after, yeah, you will have your decisions. You will know who you fancy. I mean, I talk about it because in this context, Calafiori, that felt like, and I'll choose this word carefully, a manifestation starting. What I mean by that, there wasn't any hard, solid links, but a lot of people wanted it, and I understand because of how we did with Bologna, the Euros and all that, but it was dismissed, wasn't it? And now Arsenal, that seems to have gone a bit quiet, but, you know, you're expecting that to happen. But that's probably the big decision right now. Who do you think we're actually after? Because it's easier to name who's been red line, isn't it, really? But there we are. There we go for that one. We will fly through these. I mean, a bit on the Hughes side. David Lynch said this on the pod yesterday, the Media Matters one. The way Michael Edwards, Rich, you know, operated before, and I know people are going to be saying, yes, FSG, but we're still going to be the same methods in place, is you often didn't find out about the player until it was right there. We know that. So there's not going to be maybe as many leaks, things like that, as there's been previously. So there's a lack of public information, if you want to call it that, whether you like that or not. But we have to accept that. That will form part of the big decision. How much is it bugging you? What's happening or not happening, maybe, with the transfer activity right now? And I understand that people are going to be saying, come on, you know, we signed players before. Look at, you know, we got Szoboszlai and McAllister in last season. We go back the season before when we got Nunes. I'm not debating that. What is also important for me is you've had Richard Hughes say in that press conference, July, he was expecting to be quiet because of Euros, Copa, even the Olympics, as he mentioned, he name-checked all those tournaments. So they're not exactly doing, or he's not exactly doing anything that he didn't kind of allude to. And also, you and I both don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. Yeah, well, ITKs, and I'm not trying to slag anyone off here or criticise people and say this, but as has been suggested, a lot of his stuff is close to his chest, isn't it? That's the way Liverpool play. I'm not just saying Richard Hughes, but the way they operate. Okay? So that is how I see the current transfer market. You'll already have made your big decisions, whether you want to be like FSG out or this fans up every summer. My only personal big thing is to say, as me and Trev mention on every transfer podcast, let's wait till the end of the window. If you're making wholehearted, overall, sort of generalised judgments on the transfer window on the 17th of July, that's fair enough. That is completely up to you. You're entitled to do that. But there's a long way to go, and there's a risk you could be made to look foolish. There's also a risk, don't get me wrong, but come the window, it will not have been enough for you. And me and Trev will say that. We share our opinions if we feel that way. But it's the 17th of July. It's not the start of September. Let us just wait and see what happens all the way through till then, eh? Christ, it feels dramatic, doesn't it, since the 17th that way? But we'll have to see in that regard. Other things that are big decisions involves existing players for me. Now, we know Arne Slot wants to look at these, and players are coming back, the likes of Van der Berg, Carvalho, Moore, and, you know, he's getting a real look at them, isn't he? To me now, what's the big decision? Tour or don't tour? If you like these players, I think there's a genuine chance, tour and give them a chance. If you don't think they're going to quite cut it, try. I know it's not an exact science, and someone will argue quite right, well, you know, if you leave them behind, what that equates to, and I understand that, but try and get things moving. Like Nat Phillips, just get that done for 4 or 5, whatever you get from Trabzonspor or whoever. If you don't feel Van der Berg is genuinely a fifth centre-back option, try and get that done with the PSV. Seems to be the suggestions, according to all the Dutch journos, at a reasonable price. If it is something around the 15 million mark, something like that, I think everyone would take that. If you don't feel he's good enough. If you do feel he is good enough and worth a chance, Go for it. Absolutely fine by me. Same with Tyler Moore. We've heard all the Red Bull links, etc. Either way, people, let's just get everything done for these youngsters like the Vanderberg, the Mortons, Carvalhos, anything like that. Even the youngsters. And I get there's going to have to be a few because players will come back about midway through the US tour, but try and get things moving on that side. Tour or don't tour. Yeah, depending on how you see them. That is the big decision for me. And the final one that I'll sort of come to is the contract one. It's the big three still, isn't it? We're all unsure. Trent, VVD, Salah. Now, if you look at the recent updates on that, VVD gave those comments and people pounced upon I was thinking about leave it. Not everyone, but some people like it. All he said was it's been a long season. Christ, it has been a long season. Think how many games, how many minutes. Just need to rest. He's going to be coming back. Liverpool are already going to spoke to his agent about a contract. That is clear. Yeah? He just needs to see how he's feeling. I'm not taking that as a big issue, a big drama. I also think whatever happens, Liverpool will play the season with Virgil van Dijk. I personally, from what we've heard, expect him to sign a new deal. I genuinely do. Doesn't mean that's right, doesn't mean that's wrong. However, I fully expect they'll go into next season with him, whatever happens, because of the impact he can have. Same with Salah. I mean, the latest is, again, David Lynch has said it, there doesn't seem to be anything coming, but you never know. Things are done behind the scenes, etc. And the Trent one, this is a good place to finish. This is why people, and I try not to be derogatory, because you can call me hypocritical. We do Media Matters, we speak to journalists, we call this stuff out. But Christian Falk, so a German journalist, media presence you could call him, who covers predominantly Bayern Munich, tweeted about Trent, the Scouser in our team, moving to potentially a Spanish club. People took this as wild, didn't they? I don't believe personally for 1 second that Christian Falk has inside information on Trent to Real Madrid. It's not a patch journal for Real Madrid. It's not a patch journal here. I just don't see it. He specifies in, or specialises, in the German side, doesn't he? So if people want to take that, that's fine. I don't feel the need to particularly sort of attack him, slag him off. I know people do, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but why that seems to have moved the needle for a few around Trent, I'm not quite sure, to be honest, but there you go. It is what it is. Everyone is entitled to their opinions on it. So think about what your big decisions are. What do you think about the Yoro situation? What do you think United gazumping? Were Liverpool truly in? Is it the overall cost? Whatever your thoughts are on that. What do you think about the links being dismissed? Like I said, who are we actually in for? When you start crossing out Gay, Sirican, Ignacio, Adeyemi, Varela, we could go on about the players we are not going for, apparently. Who would you think we're approaching? Anthony Gordon is the only serious link we've had. And again, that was a unique set of circumstances, wasn't it? Now, I know ITKs and people were saying and jumping in, and I get it's not trying to criticise anyone. It's just working on what's there publicly. Who do you think we're in for? An interesting one. Maybe what I did mention, FSG, the multi-club, Bordeaux. Again, people took this in different ways. I guarantee, though, by the end of the week, you'll get sort of, where's the Bordeaux money, John? Where's the Bordeaux money? Where's our transfers? The contract? Someone will probably do that. Just get that feeling, don't you? That's the way it goes. What does it mean for Liverpool? Again, that's one of your big decisions to make. Do you feel it's negative, positive? Is it a short-term, long-term thing? Only you will know. We'll all have our opinions on that. But be it multi-clubs, be it transfer activity, lack of transfer activity, lack of public knowledge, tour or don't tour for the youngsters, you will all have, ladies and gents, your big decisions that you wish to make. Heck, we'll sign another member of the coaching staff as well, Johnny Heisinger. Maybe that's not a big decision for you. Some people aren't fussed by that. Who knows? But on Wednesday, the 17th of July, with the guaranteed ticket sale down the shitter. That was your big decisions.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.